A 2021 cybersecurity research report has found that South Africans are susceptible to cybercrime. In fact, this country is ranked 6th in the world with 52 victims per 1 million internet users. According to that study by Surfshark, phishing remains the #1 cybercrime in this country. For more on this, let's bring in the research project manager at Surfshark, that's Povilas Junas, who joins us via our video link. It's great to have you on the program, sir. Thanks very much indeed for your time. Let's place that into perspective, because South Africa, yes, is among the top 10 countries in the world where cyber crimes are prevalent, but it's also still a far cry from the figures we're seeing in the UK, who's placed at first.
Good morning. Pleasure to be here. Yes, South Africa is ranking quite high, but if you compare in a worldwide, it is not in as bad a position as some countries. And as you said yourself, the UK who's leading the chart, the unfortunate chart.
Yeah, and let's speak about some of the reasons what puts South Africa in the top 10, because, you know, whenever we have conversations around cybersecurity, I can't help but think about, for instance, the digital divide that still exists in this country. Many people aren't even on the internet to begin with, so for us to have so many of these crimes committed shows that perhaps our problems are much more deeply entrenched than we think.
I think there is in general, lack of experience and understanding what is a cybercrime. It is being, for many people, they imagine the sort of a hacker who hides behind the screens and then, from the movies, who does very sophisticated and very strange attacks. But as you said yourself, phishing is the most common crime, and phishing, unfortunately, is not the innocent hobby that enjoys most, but it's sort of social engineering technique when a cyber criminal pretends to be policeman or someone from the government or someone who got in trouble, and they try to lure you into giving information. It can be via social media, or it can be even via phone messages. So it is quite common, and in many ways, if it's done very well and very sophisticated, it's difficult to understand from the first second that you're being tricked. So that's why it is might be so prevalent and so popular and so well spread.
Let's speak about the victims of this crime for a moment. I mean, on the one hand, you've got young people who are the population that spends the most amount of time on the internet. You expect them to be pretty well experienced, but because they spend so much time on the internet, they're likely to be the victims. On the other hand, people who are wiser, as I put it, don't spend as much time on the internet, but are likely to be the unsuspecting victims because of just how little they know about how things work.
Yeah, that's true. Basically, again, I think criminals also know how people live and how people do their everyday tasks. So basically, they adjust their techniques to in one way to attack elderly people who are less experienced, and the other way. Younger people are more experienced, but in the same way they may be less cautious because they already spend so much time on the internet. So all of these attacks, they sort of get lost among the many other messages and many other activities. So it's really there are a bit of different approach, but everyone is at risk.
The report has found that investment fraud has the highest financial impact on the victims. Get us in on how that works. What's the modus operandi there?
An investment of fraud, it is the most, let's say, costly crime. However, it is most costly crime because there are not so many victims of the crime. It is a high-level crime where basically a criminal tries to involve you or a victim into a sort of Ponzi scheme, or try to pretend that there is a huge investment and attract huge sums of money. So basically, on one hand, it is dangerous because the risk is huge to lose a lot of money. But on the other hand, for many people, it's not very likely that they're going to be attracted by a criminal to invest tens of thousands of dollars into some sort of Ponzi scheme.
Yeah. When we speak about phishing, which you have already mentioned is the most prevalent type of cybercrime, is the end goal, usually from the criminal's point of view, to get money from the victims? Is that what they're ultimately after? Because we do know there are other things that people could be looking out for when committing these cybercrimes.
End goal, yes, but end goal can be really a long time from the moment. Like it can be further in the future. So phishing is mainly done to get information, and then they see that if they can use that and manipulate that information to acquire money, that would be used. But again, quite commonly, like they find information, it's not necessarily going to lead to the financial loss immediately. However, it's also not pleasurable, and it's not nice to know that someone knows your private details and then can get into your email account or get other information. So basically, usually what they do is they first try to acquire information and then think what they can do with that information for further crimes.
Sure. Quickly before I let you go, the POPI Act in this country was recently revised. It's meant to tighten essentially how people can access people's information and how they share it. Has that helped in any way?
I think in general, like laws that actually increase privacy and protect individuals, and it's a good thing. But it's not the only thing that will help us to avoid criminals. So I think programs like yours is also very beneficial to raise awareness and then to show that these sort of things are happening, and basically there's education, I think, is one of the best ways to avoid cyber criminals, and just to know a bit more about what type of techniques they can use, and how maybe that you should not press click on random links you receive via email or SMSs, and if something feels to be good, it's most likely it is a trick to trick you in giving more information or your money. So I think laws and then general education and awareness and using some tools those are the ways to improve your cybersecurity and privacy.
Very interesting indeed. Povilas Junas, thanks very much indeed for speaking to us. Really appreciate your time.